got him. I can't believe that. Okay, why would you do that? That must have been a mistake, right? You didn't want to do that. Not seeing any guilds lately. What happened to that character? Is and has always been trash. Maybe that's why. Have you considered that? Like, here's the thing. Gil is a character that actually gets, like, checks all the boxes for not being played. He's not a hot girl. He's difficult to play. He's bad competitively. That's like the three aspects that makes sure that your character is not being played, you know? Like, there is an audience for Minot, you know? It doesn't matter how difficult to play she is. Doesn't matter how competitively viable she is. People will always enjoy playing with Minot. Literally. What? I remember Daigo talking about Yoon in Arcade Edition. And he was complaining about like the blatant attempt to make the twins completely overpowered, and he said that basically if you want to play competitively Street Fighter in Arcade Edition, you have to pick the twins. That's why he made the switch to Yoon, because he felt like there's no way he's going to be able to stay competitive if he doesn't make the switch. So in all games we have this issue where like top players will tend towards oh wow, I got him. Top players will always look at the top tier characters, and if your argument for Street Fighter V is, well, only top tiers can win in this game, well, then, like, you really can't make a strong case for Street Fighter V being an outlier when it comes to balancing in a negative way. If anything, it's an outlier in a positive way. The vanilla version of Street Fighter V was probably the most balanced vanilla release of any Street Fighter game.
Round one.
That's a nice achievement.
Fight.
Till this day, I feel like Capcom hasn't made any crazy mistakes when it comes to the balancing. It's been pretty good. There are always some things to complain about and to call stupid and nonsense, but overall, it's been good competitively. Competitively, Street Fighter V has been in a good spot, always. Sometimes I hear like complaints about the same character staying top tier. I think that's like a valid concern. I think that's a valid concern, but other than that, I think it's fine. I think it's fine, especially comparatively. There's no fighting that's perfectly balanced, by the way. Like if you're looking for a fighting game that is perfectly balanced, And the only way you're gonna get there is if you remove every character but one. That's the only way to achieve perfect balance. If you only have one character, then it doesn't matter what you do to the game, you'll always have a balanced game. Oh, I could have punished him if I hadn't done that. Oh, my bad. I forgot about that.
Fight!
How? It doesn't. Like, seriously, I could have easily lost this one. That is wild. This is fucking sweet. Oh, come on, how did he recover that quickly? What? He whiff punished my attack.
Final round. Fight!
Oh. Where's my crosscut? What? Oh, I see. You see the lag? There's an incredible amount of lag. Yeah, he dropped that as well. Okay, there we go. That was a difficult one. That was a good comeback. This guy's way too good. The one frame link discussion, I think, is really difficult to have. My first Street Fighter game that I really played on a high level was Street Fighter 4, and I really like one frame links because they're an expression of skill. Because you have to have a lot of dedication to get to a level where you can even show combos that that have one frame links. Oh wow, okay. You didn't take the bait? Interesting. They extend the window to... Yeah, but you can say that that's another expression of skill, because there's room for error when you're plinking. So you need to learn how to plink, you be consistent at it, and then you can get a slight advantage in getting the combo, right? So you could argue that. Oh wow, what a mistake from me. Ah. Really, you're just never gonna throw. Okay, 14 wins.
You win.
I always felt like 2-frame would be the sweet spot between both games. Make links harder but not absurd. With players who took the game seriously perform 1-frame links all the time. Yeah, but they would also drop 1-frame links all the time. This is where the discussion comes in, where like you seriously have to have a discussion about, is it actually more skillful to have 1-frame links or not? Because I think if you think about it on like surface level, then you could always argue, well, anything that leads to inconsistencies in gameplay is bad. Because if you made a decision and the outcome didn't happen the way you expected it because of a mechanic that leads to inconsistencies, then like you immediately toned down the skill. And this is something you could argue. You could argue, well, 1-frame links shouldn't exist because if no human can execute them, if you can't execute 1-frame links consistently, regardless of how much practice you put in, then that's bad. Others would argue, well, you don't have to go for the 1-frame link, and if you drop a combo because you try to go for a 1-frame link, then there's always been an option to go for an easier combo instead. So you have a choice, and the choice itself creates more skill on top of that. And in Street Fighter V, you could argue, well, just removing the choice does not make a more consistent game. You can add consistency by just ignoring 1-frame links altogether. And we actually had players like Alex Valle who played Ryu basically without 1-frame links. And successfully, he played on a high level. But on the highest level, people would generally go for a lot of 1-frame links. And Daigo talked about that. He said, if you want to win a big tournament, and you're not going for one frame links, then you're putting yourself at a significant disadvantage. And then the entire argument gets is a bit more difficult to make, because if top players feel like they have to go for one frame links because otherwise they don't have a chance overall, or they are putting themselves like in a bad spot, and man, is it difficult to judge whether it actually adds more skill or just generally adds more inconsistency.
Round 2. Fight.
I accidentally jumped there. I can't believe I didn't die. Plinking already made them 2-frame links. Yeah, but only if you execute it well. Like, the plinking input itself is not an easy input. And even then, it's a difficult combo. A 2-frame link is very difficult. It requires really precise timing. On top of the precise timing, you have to have precise precise execution when it comes to, well, landing that plink. So you're doing something difficult on, like, in a crazy, like, short time frame. Really? No? Good. To make my comeback more impressive. Good. When will I create more content with channel points? I'm not sure. It's not very high priority. Okay, what the? I'm not happy with this one. Not happy at all with this one. That was a terrible match. If you couldn't do 1-frame links, you couldn't play Rufus in Street Fighter 4. True, but at the same time, I mean, you could argue the same thing for Street Fighter for Street Fighter 5. There are some characters that are particularly difficult for beginners, right? And I mean, what do you mean if you couldn't do 1-frame links? I mean, anyone can do 1-frame link. The question is, how much time are you willing to put in practicing them? And are you okay with missing a combo every once in a while? Because that's basically what you have to do.
Round 2.
This 3 was so weak in the first match.
Perfect KO.
Got my revenge at least. That was still not a great feeling to lose the win streak like that.